Welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Friday, June 2nd, 2017. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Frank Mills is the patron for the 2017 edition of Winfest, which takes place this weekend. Mills was presented with a gift basket and a plaque in recognition of his outstanding service in the field of music. The presentations were made by Director of Community Development, Janet Meloni. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Social Development, Keith Glasgow, was present at the opening ceremony and commended the Department of Community Development for lending support in various community festivals.
At the Ministry of Social Development, we have been encouraging the revival of village and parish festivals. And we have been doing that through our Department of Community Development. And I want to say the Department of Community Development has been doing a splendid job where that is concerned. Giving support to Winfest, support to Gingerama, support to STT Fest. I think we need to commend Mrs. Janet Meloni and the Department of Community Development.
Glasgow stated the aim of the department in collaborating with parish festivals.
We are hoping through our culture and our art forms, we are hoping to provide alternatives to deviant behavior and crime. You would recognize that our youth, some of our youth have been involved in some violent crimes. And we are trying to find ways in which we can reduce or even eliminate youth involvement in violent crimes. And I think that involvement in culture, in these art forms, this involvement is very important in terms of helping to reduce our level of crime and violence.
The activities for the Winfest include a calypso show at Whitehall beginning at 8 p.m. this evening, June 2nd, followed by a dance at Ruma's Bar and Grill. On Saturday, June 3rd, there will be a motorcade and car show beginning in Charlestown and culminating at the St. James Raceway, then a fashion show at the Ocean Reel Bar at Pizza Beach from 4 to 10 p.m. Following the fashion show, there will be a festival dance at Dick's Bar from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. On Sunday, June 4th, the St. James Raceway will come alive with drag racing beginning at 1 p.m. There will also be a cricket competition at VOJN Plainfield beginning at 1 p.m. and then sound clash between various DJs at Whitehall Hard Court beginning at 9 to 3 a.m. Then, on the final day of Winfest activities, which is Monday, June 5th, the annual Winfest Juve will take place from the Whitehall Hard Court to Herbert's Beach, beginning at 5 a.m. to 12 p.m., followed by the Winfest Family Beach Affair at Herbert's Beach from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. The Honorable Troy Liburd on Vaughan Radio last evening told residents of Bath Village that the Bath Bridge reconstruction is scheduled to be completed before Culturama. Liburd appeared on the 10th edition of Government at Work, a radio program hosted by Keith Scarborough.
I was there up to this afternoon, and they had excavated all of the areas already. They had put in the footing, and what's going to be built is actually a culvert type bridge. And the original bridge that was there was a double cell bridge where it had one cell, and then you had a load bearing wall in the middle that separated the two cells. It's just going to be one span now. It's going to be a span of just about 12 feet, so it's going to allow for more free flow of water through that span. I'm very confident with the design that was done. I'm satisfied with the design. The work is going well. They have cast the foundation, and they should be now looking to do the forming up for the sidewalls and for the actual span of the bridge itself.
The foundation of the bridge was significantly eroded almost 3 weeks ago following the downpour of heavy rain. Following that, the bridge began to collapse. The team from the Public Works Department moved in and cordoned off the area, closing it to vehicular traffic. Demolition took place last week, Thursday.
We took the decision that Public Works would be the ones to reconstruct the bridge, as it has been a policy of this government to give our own local people the opportunity to do work, as long as the work is something that is within their scope and within their capacity. Of course, this is something that was unforeseen, so we would not have budgeted for this in the regular budget that we did last year. So it will come at significant cost reduction to have Public Works go over there and do the work, as opposed to hiring a private contractor to do the work.
Meantime, the Public Works Department constructed a temporary bridge just west of the work site where pedestrians can walk, and the department wishes to thank the New Testament Church for allowing the public to use their property during this time. General Manager of the Nevis Electricity Company, NEVLEC, Jervin Swanston, said in an interview with the Department of Information that the recently procured 3.85 Wärtsilä engine has begun to arrive on island, with the first 15 containers arriving on Tuesday, May 30th.
Most of the civil works have been completed and the installation will begin shortly. The general public is further advised that there will be some amounts of power outages during the installation of this new engine to make the connections of the exhaust, the fuel system, and ultimately full connection to the grid.
Swanston made a special appeal to customers.
We are humbly requesting your continued patience as we seek to alleviate the frequency of these outages and have power restored to normalcy in the shortest possible time.
General Manager of NEVLEC, Jervin Swanston. Still to come, Rosa Lee Martin celebrates 95th birthday. The details when we return.
Hi, I am 21-year-old Leticia Daniel, and I will be representing the island of Nevis in the 56th annual Miss JC's Queen Show. Known as Owali, land of beautiful waters by its native inhabitants, and later nicknamed Queen of the Caribbean by British settlers for its wealth-creating powers. Nevis has long relied on its natural prowess and resources to create livelihoods for its people. Be it the plantation owners from days of old who drew wealth from the very ground, the fishermen who reaped their bounty from the lovely blue Atlantic Ocean or the Caribbean Sea, those who promote the healing powers of the volcanic hot springs, or the minds who would harness and channel the island's geothermal energy. The people of Nevis have long remained connected to the gifts nature has bestowed. As an ambassador of this majestic island, it is my duty to encourage my people to nurture, preserve, and protect what makes us unique as a people and strong as a country. Join me on July 30th in beautiful Antigua as I vie for the crown and as I bring this year's Miss JC's theme to life. Nature's Beauties, a celebration of the environment.
Welcome back. At a press conference on Wednesday, May 31st, Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, updated the nation on several security and legislation matters and said, given the prevalence of guns in horrific killings, we propose to seek Parliament's approval in doubling the penalty for a summary offence from a maximum term of 10 years in certain cases to a maximum term of imprisonment not exceeding 20 years. A summary offence is an offence that can be heard by a magistrate and also be heard in the absence of the defendant. Cases that will fall under this category include the importation or exportation of a firearm without a permit, the manufacturing of a firearm firearm without a license and unlawful possession of a firearm. Additionally, the Prime Minister added that the penalty for indictable offences will carry a maximum sentence of life imprisonment under the proposed changes. Indictable offences are heard in the High Court as the defendant is tried by judge and jury. Dr. Harris said government also wishes to ensure that persons on bail are not allowed to repeat criminal acts without due sanctions. The aforementioned bills were introduced in the National Assembly on May 23, 2017. Dr. Harris said that Parliament is next expected to convene on June 13, 2017. The 95th birthday celebration for Rosa Lee Martin was held yesterday, Thursday, at her home in Jessops. The Department of Social Services, represented by Permanent Secretary Keith Glasgow, was on hand to celebrate with Martin.
On behalf of the Ministry of Social Development, the Department of Social Services, the Senior Services Division, and of course, we are operating in collaboration for this exercise with the City Drugstore in Charlestown, City Drugstore that is owned by TDC. We wish you, Mrs. Martin, a very happy 95th birthday. And we hope that the Lord will continue to take care of you. And as a token of our appreciation for the life that you lived, the children that you raised, the contribution that you made to the economy and to the society of Nevis, we want to give you a little fruit basket. And again, wish you a very happy 95th birthday.
The 95-year-old briefly expressed her gratitude to those gathered.
Thank you for everybody.
Okay.
Happy birthday to
You. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Many family members and well-wishers were present, including 3 of her children, Reverend Edmund Martin, Naomi Douglas, and Pastor Agnola Martin.
My heart is filled with gratitude to God this morning. And I know that all the other children, including Eustace and Carrie, they are grateful for the way she brought us up, as my brother says, a disciplinarian. And we are who we are today because of what she has instilled in us.
Yvette Inglis, assigned caretaker for Martin, was also present and wished the celebrant continued health and strength. And that brings us to the end of this edition of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.
If you like dancing and whining and fretting till the morning, if you like
drinking, masquerading, live music always playing,
if you like islands of blue seas where people always smiling, if you like
street jams and bandstands where people will be jamming. Don't you miss this time, no.
Nevis Country Number 43.
Our festival, our legacy. Don't you miss this time, no.
Nevis Country Number 43.
The Caribbean's greatest summer lion. Don't you miss this time, no. Our festival, our legacy. Don't you miss this time, no. The Caribbean's greatest summer lion.